Hi there. It's so nice to be with you today. I am basking in the light of the divine feminine with the goddess, pure goddess energy of Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene and Athena and Diana. We have a whole cohort. And I would just love to bestow the energy of the goddess through this transmission, through this brief message from the goddesses of light, the beings who love us so very much. Mostly because it's May Day, it's Beltane in 2 days on May 1st. And they are really emphasizing the beauty of the showering of the divine light that's hitting the earth now, that's not hitting the earth, that's showering the earth these days, right now. And there's a real bestowal of energy love from the mother, from Sophia, goddess, God, and from Mother Earth. And we are, of both. We're from celestial star places, and we're also of the earth. These bodies are made by the ingredients that are from Gaia. And there's a beautiful recognition going on now of that bothness. And they're just showing me, they've been showing me about what I might do for Beltane differently than I've done in the past, which has not been a whole lot. I remember a Beltane about 10 years ago that I was in England, in London, and I was with my mother and some friends, and we came upon a very beautiful celestial encounter with people celebrating in a square, and it was so beautiful. And they're showing today about how many of you and us have this in our bones, this kind of celebration of the remarkable nature that we are and that nature provides us. And it's so familiar to us to celebrate nature and to celebrate our nature and her nature, Mother Nature, Goddess Nature. But so many of us have forgotten how. It just because of our lives, they're hectic, or they don't necessarily afford time for that. But that's changing, and you're changing with that. I'm quite sure if you're listening to this, you're one who has her DNA, the divine feminine, and enmeshed in you, in your DNA and in your blood. And one way to revere that in yourself very easily could be to relish Beltane and to relish the flourishing of spring and into summer. And it's officially like the start of spring life in throughout history. And this is my left side. They're showing the left feminine side and how you might kind of cultivate an awareness of her. When they talk about the mother goddess, they often just say her in all capital letters. And it's so whatever you want to call it, goddess, mother god, the mother light, mother nature even. But they're emphasizing this left side of our bodies, men and women, which is the feminine side. And what are you doing to flourish your divine feminine nature open? They give me an image like a chrysanthemum, a pinkish white with just a bit of gorgeous pink chrysanthemum opening and flourishing open. And what if you have that essence in you that is flourishing also right now? And it's not just waiting, it's here, but it's flourishing open. And what do you want to do with that? That's the question. What do you want to do with that divine feminine nature that receives and bestows, and that knows and hears, and that understands at a deep cosmic level, but also a deep heartfelt level? It's so much ingrained in you, in your DNA and in you. And it's waiting to be flourished, they say. They don't even want to say it's it's dormant, or it's here because she is working through you and me, and light workers everywhere, divine feminine channels everywhere, healer souls, intuitives, code bringers are flourishing it open together. And together we are co-creating this gorgeous weaving of the Divine Mother throughout our ourselves, our own soul codes in our own bodies, but throughout the land that we live on and throughout the collective of people. And so regardless of what's going on out there, they're saying, what's going on in here? What's going on for you, by you, kind of authored by you, to flourish yourself open, and especially this feminine spring, voluptuous nature, your creation force, your creatrix force. And so my intention is that you feel or sense or know the energy that I'm channeling through this transmission, and that you simply allow it to imbue you with something of a spark of remembrance or inspiration or knowing. But their recommendation is that we all take a little time on Beltane, on May Day, on May 1st, to kind of coordinate within ourselves and maybe with loved ones, a retreat with nature that would have you recognize yourselves a little differently. What could that look like? Where could you go sit in nature and connect in nature to recognize something in you a little differently, a little more broadly, a little more voluptuously, they say, because when it brings them the greatest joy, and it brings you and I the greatest joy when we recognize it in ourselves. And so one of the biggest gifts to, frankly, to humanity, to ourselves, to the divine that love us, is to recognize in ourselves our own beauty and our own inherent truths and our own nature. And that comes from due diligence. It comes from practice. It comes from allowing. It comes from surrendering. And so go forth and sit under a tree on Beltane and find yourself in a moment or two of stillness, even in the complexities of the day. Find yourself in a moment or two of stillness where you purposely sit and recognize the beauty that's reflected in the nature you are seeing, and you recognize that inside of you. Whew, take that in. What if nature is a reflection of such beauty and creation force that also is you? For that is so, they're saying very clearly, that is how it is. And everything around you is guiding you in directions of purpose when you allow it and want it to. And so take the time, call in these beloveds, or re-listen to this, or listen to something beautiful, but mostly listen to the birds or the trees or the grass or the ground that you get to find yourself on. Make a little cozy space for yourself for even a few moments, and reflect on, well, what is this nature showing me inside of me? Because the goddess power that is in you wants you to know it, wants you to feel it, wants you to relish in the sensual nature of it, of the creatrix force in you. And this is for women and men, and all. It's for us all. It's here for us all. And with all of the energy of Sophia showering and blessing the planet, and with Gaia also rising to meet you and me and us, we play an integral part in the weaving of the two, the celestial version of you and the earth version of you and of me and of us, is learning how to be harmonized within our bodies and in our lives, and what that even means. So we're doing that in a beautiful way together. And when you participate within yourself in a retreat like this, you give us all a gift. So allow the nature of yourself to shine for Beltane throughout this time, this new season. It's the turn of a month. We happen to be in a new moon time as well. And allow the priestess essence that is you, that's in you, to find some new truth of spark within you. That's the goddess's blessing to you. And it's my blessing, therefore, as well, because it flows through me. And it's a blessing to share this with you and to know you as a light, that the light in me sees the light in you, even through this beautiful medium of video. So thank you for collectively coming together through this. And please share comments for what you do on Beltane in the comments. I'd love to hear. And if you're interested in working with me, you can find lots of details in the description here. But more more than that, find yourself in a respite on May 1st. There's just something very, I'd say, essential enough that I was guided to sit here and share, that it must be essential for some reason within you as well. So thank you for letting me share this. And I look forward to hearing in the comments what you do. And it's certainly got my mind wondering, okay, what am I going to do that's even extra special for myself and others on that day? So you have plenty of time to prepare, and you don't even have to prepare, just let it land, let it be. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next video. Namaste.